Changing lives is one of the things that we get the privilege of doing. We're here in the area called the Curve, and we're changing the life of Margarita, who is one of the ladies that lives in the house behind me that we're painting. She's there with her 8 grandchildren because one of her daughters has passed away. And so we have a privilege of changing her life by just bringing a coat of paint to bring hope to her in this area in which she lives.
We visited here yesterday to deliver beans and rice. We split up in 2 groups, and as we made our way up this dirt road, we stopped at the house behind me to talk and visit with the woman of the house to find out that she is a grandmother and recently had to take in 8 grandchildren as her daughter had recently passed away. This is the grandmother of the home, and she has taken in the 8 children, and a very sweet lady, and is happy for us to be here today. And as you can see, it was a sad story. It broke my heart. So let's all add Margarita and her entire family to the prayer list and keep them in your prayers going forward, because they need our help.
Amen.
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 The story of Margarita was very touching. The day after we painted her house, we came back and brought groceries for her and the children. She was so moved that she broke down and cried. She told me that she would not have to choose which child could eat that day.
Spending those 3 days getting to know Margarita and her family was life-changing. Smoke Rise was not only able to provide them with food and fresh paint for their house, but we were able to pray with them and give them a reason to smile that day. I'm sure Margarita and her family's life was changed in that short time we spent with them. But I know that every Smoke Rise team member will never forget that encounter with Margarita. And I believe it changed each one of our lives. I know it did for me. What I will never forget about that encounter with Margarita was the last few moments we got to spend with her. The Smoke Rise team was already headed down the road, getting ready to paint the next house. And Ashley and I stayed behind, just saying our last goodbyes to Margarita and her family. I could tell Margarita was getting very emotional and that the moment had finally gotten to her. With all the kids around, she was just crying and broke down in front of Ashley and I. I didn't know what she was saying, so I asked Ashley. Margarita said that she was just very overwhelmed by the group's graciousness and generosity that we had shown to the family that week.
Maybe changing a life is just the fact that you would come and be a part of one of our teams. That may be all it would take for someone to have hope. Our theme for this year is going to be change a life, change the world. And as you can see, the people behind me, the people from Smoke Rise that are in this mission team, they're changing their life by serving God in this very poor area. Would you consider that God would want to change your life by participating in one of our trips this year?